This is Don at Airbrush Technique magazine. Today we're going to be taking a look at Iwata's new low-end airbrush that they have it in Hobby Lobby right now for sale. I imagine it will be other places soon. This is their bottom feed, the BCN Neo for Iwata Airbrush. $69.99 at Hobby Lobby, but usually you can get a 30 or 40% coupon off in your local paper. Looks a lot like the Iwata BCS. This is my old BCS. This is the new BCN. Bottom feed comes with one big mouth bottle for color, a wrench for the tip, and some basic instructions. That's all you get. No Iwata propaganda in the box like with other Iwata airbrushes. I imagine that'll change soon. The BCN, like I said, is a lot like the BCS. It's a 0.5 millimeter needle and nozzle combination for high performance, general purpose, high paint flow spray, and wide spray patterns. It's a value priced airbrush made for Iwata. 5-year warranty. This airbrush is made for working on medium to large size areas. Large amounts of paint. Siphon feed airbrush is preferred. Siphon feed airbrushes require slightly higher air pressure to pull the paint from inside the attached bottle. Doesn't say whether it's made for just water base or custom automotive graphics, so maybe it is solvent-proof seals. Assembled in China from components of Taiwan. So the components are made in Taiwan, brush is put together in China. Comes apart pretty much like any other Iwata airbrush. A little spring. The trigger is a little bit different for an Iwata airbrush. It has a big round part, which is nice, easy to line up in there. Head cap just screws off. And unlike the BCS, it has a screw-in tip. So if it's like the CS, it would probably be retail about $20 or $23 tip for this airbrush. I'll put it back together and we'll see how it sprays. Just going to be using golden airbrush color, ultramarine blue U, for this little test. Put it in their big mouth bottle that came with the brush. It's about 45 pounds of pressure. First time I ever used it. Very capable of doing fairly small lines. That's fairly nice, easy trigger action. It's a small airbrush, so if you have a small hand, you probably really like it. It's a very light airbrush, unlike like a Pache VL or even the BCS. It's not nearly, it's probably half as heavy as they are. Trigger action's feels a little loose, but it's manageable. This would make a great t-shirt airbrush with a 40% coupon from Hobby Lobby. Makes it fairly inexpensive airbrush to pick up. It just would depend on how much they're going to be getting for the fluid tips. With golden airbrush fluid, it sprays pretty nice. You may want to run more than 40 pounds of pressure to get a little better paint atomization, but this is fairly rough paper too, so you have to take that into account. That's your Neo for Iwata BCN Airbrush. For the money, I don't think you could go wrong. Again, it's going to depend on how much they're going to be getting for the screw-in fluid tip. This is Don at Airbrush Technique Magazine. This is your first look at Neo for Iwata BCN Airbrush. Thanks.